I'm back for just one more thing that I want to teach you guys about food chains versus food webs. We've really gone in detail over food chains, and in our next lesson, we'll really go over food webs when I see you guys again next week. I do want to show you though, this is an image, and I'm going to hold it up over my face for just a second, of a food web. As you look at this image, you see that it's a little more complicated than a singular line or a singular circle for a food chain. The reason why this is more complicated is because it is a bunch of food chains all together. This is going to give you a better idea of an entire ecosystem as opposed to just one food chain. So as you look through the food web, you can see that the tree gives energy to the rabbit. The rabbit gives energy to the wildcat, and the wildcat gives energy to the lion. You could follow a different path, and you could start at the tree again. And the tree gives energy to the goat. The goat gives energy to the jackal, and the jackal gives energy to a lion. Each one of those that I was talking with you about were individual food chains, but a food web has lots of food chains all incorporated in it together so that you could see all the dynamics of the entire ecosystem of a forest or of a particular place in Hawaii or anywhere that you wanted to really analyze how the animals and plants producers work together. When you look also as a reminder back to a food chain, and this can happen in a food web, but to make it a little easier since it's the beginning of our chat, if I were to remove the snake, let's say that a farmer creates a pesticide that causes these snakes to become extinct. If I remove the snake, what would happen to the mouse population? Well, now there's not going to be anything that's really going to be eating the mice. And therefore, the mice population would increase. What would happen to the eagle population? Well, the eagle now, it doesn't have anything to eat because the snakes are all gone. And so now the eagle population would start to decrease. So when we look at these organisms in a food chain, we see how vital and important each one plays the role in keeping the ecosystem stable. Sometimes humans think that they can fix the ecosystem, and so they introduce species. And we'll talk more about introducing species in our next chat. I hope you'll be excited and ready to learn about introduced species. I want you to really think, though, about what happens if one of the species in a food chain or in a food web were to get eliminated, or if it were to increase drastically in population because maybe humans started feeding the cute bunny rabbits. What would happen if the bunny rabbits became really overpopulated because we kept feeding them? Those are things I want you to think about, and you have some questions at the end of this unit or this curriculum topic for you guys to answer on a Google form. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.